You just got the email. The project you've been pouring your soul into for months has been canceled. Or maybe it's a rejection letter, a financial setback, a diagnosis that changes everything, a relationship ending, a dream dying. The immediate reaction is a punch to the gut. Your breath stops, your heart sinks. It feels like a full stop, a roadblock, a sign from the universe that you're on the wrong path, that you're not good enough, that it's over. But what if you've been reading the map completely wrong? What if that immovable obstacle sitting in front of you isn't a dead end at all? What if it's actually the only way forward? 2,000 years ago, a Roman emperor named Marcus Aurelius was facing his own obstacles. Wars, plagues, betrayals, political chaos, the weight of an entire empire on his shoulders. And in his private journal, he wrote a line that would become a mantra for everyone from astronauts to athletes to entrepreneurs. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Read that again. The obstacle isn't blocking your path. The obstacle is the path. This is the core of Stoic philosophy. And it's not about toxic positivity. It's not about pretending everything is fine when it's not. It's about something far more powerful. It's about alchemical thinking, the practice of turning lead into gold, turning setbacks into opportunities, turning your biggest problem into your greatest advantage. In the next 8 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how to do this. The 3-part Stoic framework that transforms any obstacle into a catalyst for growth. By the end of this video, you'll have a system you can apply to any challenge you're facing right now. Stay until the end because I'm going to walk you through a 5-minute obstacle audit, a practical exercise you can do today that will completely change how you see your current problem. My name is Mind Armor, and this is how you turn obstacles into opportunities. Let me start with a story that illustrates this principle perfectly. It's about a farmer and a rock. A farmer buys a new plot of land. He's excited. He's going to grow crops, build a life, create something meaningful. But when he walks the property, he discovers a massive boulder right in the middle of the field. Huge, immovable, right where he needs to plant. His neighbors come by. They see the rock, they shake their heads. "What terrible luck," they say. "That rock ruins everything. The field is useless now. You should have inspected before buying." The farmer doesn't complain. He doesn't curse his luck. He doesn't waste energy wishing the rock wasn't there. He simply says, "We'll see." He can't move the rock, so he works around it. He can't plow in straight lines like everyone else, so he plants in creative curved rows. The rock provides shade. He plants delicate seedlings there. The rock creates unique water runoff patterns. He uses that for irrigation. Years pass. A devastating drought hits the region. The neighbors' crops, planted in traditional straight rows with no shade, wither and die in the brutal sun. But the farmers' crops? They survived. The shade from the rock protected them. The water patterns saved them. The very thing their neighbors called a curse became their salvation. The obstacle wasn't just something they overcame. It was the thing that saved them. The rock wasn't in the way. The rock was the way. This is the shift I want you to make. Right now, you are looking at your obstacle like the neighbors looked at that rock, as a problem, as bad luck, as something that's ruining your plans. But what if it's actually the best thing that could have happened to you? What if years from now you look back and realize that obstacle was exactly what you needed? Let me show you how to make that shift. The Stoic framework has 3 parts: perception, action, will. Each one transforms how you relate to obstacles. Part 1, perception, the alchemist's lens. Here's a truth most people never realize. The obstacle itself is neutral. It's just a thing that happened, a fact, an event. It has no inherent meaning, no built-in significance. The suffering you feel doesn't come from the obstacle. It comes from your judgment about the obstacle, from the story you're telling yourself about what it means. You got rejected. That's a fact. But your mind immediately adds, "This means I'm not good enough. This means I'll never succeed. This means I'm a failure. This means that I should give up. Those aren't facts. Those are judgments, stories. And stories can be changed. The Stoic practice is to separate the fact from the story, to see the raw, neutral reality of the situation stripped of all your emotional interpretations. Here's how you do this. When you face an obstacle, ask yourself 3 questions. Question 1. What is the raw, factual reality of this situation? Not what it means, not what you're afraid it means, just what actually happened. State it like a journalist reporting news. No emotion, no interpretation, just facts. Question 2. How can I view this not as a personal attack, but as a neutral event? The universe isn't conspiring against you. This isn't punishment. It's just something that happened. How would you view this if it happened to a stranger? What would you see then that you can't see now? And question 3, if this were happening to a friend, what advice would you give them? This creates instant psychological distance. When it's your problem, you catastrophize. When it's someone else's problem, you see clearly. What would you tell them? These questions shift your perception from victim to analyst, from emotional reaction to strategic response. Let me give you examples. A canceled project isn't a personal failure. It's a masterclass in what the market doesn't want. That's valuable information you didn't have before. A rejection isn't a verdict on your worth. It's a redirection to a better fit opportunity. Someone saying no is saving you from a wrong fit, so you can find the right fit. Comment below right now, what obstacle are you facing? Just 1 sentence. Name it, because naming it is the first step to transforming it. Part 2, action, the persistent force. Changing your perception is critical, but it's useless without action. You can't just think differently, you have to act differently.
But here's what's important. This isn't about frantic effort. This isn't about forcing solutions that don't fit. This is about letting the obstacle itself show you what action is required. Every obstacle contains information. It's telling you something. Your job is to listen and respond. Here's how. When you face an obstacle, ask these questions. Question 1. Given this new reality, what is one small, immediate action I can take? Not the perfect action, not the complete solution, one small step. What can you do today, right now, that moves you forward? Question 2. If the front door is locked, where is a window or a side door? The direct path is blocked. Fine. What's the indirect path? What's the creative workaround? What's the unconventional approach? Question 3. Who can I ask for help? What resource have I not yet considered? You don't have to solve this alone. Who knows something you don't? What tool exists that you haven't tried? The obstacle dictates the action. It shows you what needs to happen. Your job is to respond with relentless, focused effort. Let me give you a real example. You lose your job. That's the obstacle. The direct path, getting the same type of job, might be blocked right now. So what's the side door? Maybe this is the push you needed to finally start that business you've been thinking about. Maybe this is the opportunity to retrain in a field you're actually passionate about. Maybe this is the chance to move to a city you've always wanted to live in. Maybe this is the time to finally prioritize your health and relationships before jumping back into the grind. The obstacle revealed options you were too comfortable to consider before. Now you're considering them. That's the opportunity. Or you get a diagnosis. That's the obstacle. You can't change the diagnosis, but you can change everything about how you respond. Maybe this is the wake-up call to finally take your health seriously. Maybe this forces you to slow down and reassess what actually matters. Maybe this connects you with a community of people fighting the same battle who become your deepest friends. The obstacle is forcing you into action you wouldn't have taken otherwise. And that action might save you in ways you can't see yet. Think about your obstacle right now. What's one small action you could take today? Not the perfect solution, one step. What is it? Part 3. Will. The inner citadel. Sometimes obstacles can't be overcome quickly. Sometimes they can't be overcome at all. Someone you love dies. You develop a chronic condition. You face an injustice you can't fix. This is where will comes in. Not willpower, will. The inner fortitude to endure what you cannot change without losing your hope, your character, or yourself. The Stoics called this building your inner citadel, a fortress inside yourself that no external event can ever storm. A place of peace and strength that exists regardless of circumstances. This is radical acceptance, not passive resignation, active acceptance. The strength to say, this is my reality. I cannot change what happened. I can only control my response. My victory is in my integrity and my perseverance. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This is where you find unbreakable strength, not in controlling outcomes, in controlling yourself, in maintaining your values, in staying true to who you are, even when everything around you is falling apart. This is how people survive unimaginable hardship, not by denying it, not by pretending it's fine, but by building an inner fortress that can withstand anything. Viktor Frankl survived Nazi concentration camps. He watched everyone he loved die. He endured horrors most of us can't imagine. And he wrote, "Everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances." They took everything from him, except his will, his choice, his inner citadel. And that was enough, more than enough. It was everything. You might not face anything that extreme, but you will face obstacles that feel insurmountable. And when you do, your will is what carries you through. Now let me show you what this looks like in praxis. A real modern example that brings all three parts together. Someone starts a business, pours years into it, invests everything, and it fails completely. That's the obstacle. Here's the default path most people take. Perception: I'm a failure. I wasted years of my life. I should never have tried. Action: give up. Become cynical. Get a safe job and never risk again. Will: broken, defeated, bitter. This path leads to a dead end, a life of regret and what-ifs. Now here's the obstacle is the way path. Perception: I just completed an intensive real-world MBA. I learned more about leadership, product market fit, resilience, and business than I ever could have learned in a classroom or reading books. This education cost me, but I have it now. Action: I'm going to write down every single lesson. I'm going to leverage this hard-won expertise to consult for others who are where I was. I'm going to network with the investors and contacts I made, but now from a position of experience, not desperation. I'm going to take everything I learned and apply it to my next venture. Will? This didn't break me. It forged me. I am smarter, tougher, and more prepared now than I was before. I'm grateful for this education, even though it hurt. Same obstacle. Two completely different outcomes. One path leads to defeat. The other leads to a launch pad. Which path will you choose? Comment below. The obstacle is the way. Make that commitment. Now let me give you the 5-minute obstacle audit. This is a practical exercise you can do right now that will transform how you see your current challenge. Grab a piece of paper or open your notes app. Think of one obstacle you're facing right now. Just one. Got it? Good. Step 1. Perception. 2 minutes. Write down the obstacle, state the raw fact, then force yourself to list 3 potential benefits or lessons this obstacle is offering you. 3 things you're learning, 3 ways this might help you in the long run, 3 opportunities hidden in this problem. Your brain will resist. Force it. Find 3. Step 2. Action. 2 minutes. Based on that new perception, what is one small concrete action you can take in the next 24 hours? Not the complete solution, one step. Write it down. Be specific. Step 3.
Will. 1 minute. Write down a mantra for perseverance. Something you can repeat when this gets hard. Maybe it's, "This is my training." Maybe it's, "The way is through." Maybe it's, "I am being forged." Whatever resonates, write it down. You just transformed from a passive victim into an active strategist in 5 minutes. Do this audit for every obstacle you face. Make it a practice. Because this is a skill. It gets easier with practice. The more you do it, the faster you can shift from seeing obstacles as problems to seeing them as opportunities. Here's what I need you to understand. Your challenge is not to find a path without obstacles. That path doesn't exist. Everyone faces obstacles. Successful people, happy people, wise people, everyone. Your challenge is to develop the perception to see the opportunity within obstacles, the action to navigate through them, and the will to endure them. This is how you become unbreakable, not by avoiding hard things, by learning to transform hard things into growth. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Your obstacle isn't your enemy. It's your training ground. It's your teacher. It's your opportunity disguised as a problem. Right now, commit to action. Think about the obstacle you're facing. Apply the 3-part framework. Shift your perception. Take one action. Build your will. And share this video with someone who's facing an obstacle right now. Someone who's stuck. Someone who's given up. Someone who needs to hear that their obstacle might be the best thing that ever happened to them. Subscribe to Mind Armor for more practical Stoic wisdom, because this is just the beginning. There's so much more to learn about building unshakable character and turning obstacles into advantages. The obstacle is not the enemy. It is the means of your training. It is the way forward. It is your path. Choose to see it. Choose to use it. Choose to grow through it. That's Mind Armor. That's Stoic strength. That's how you turn your biggest problem into your greatest advantage. I'll see you in the next video. Stay strong, stay persistent, stay unbreakable.